Hello everyone and welcome to Art with Mrs. PM. What you're going to need today is a pencil, a piece of paper, a ruler, and some markers. So we're going to get started with our piece of paper and we're going to put our hand, I'm going to straighten this up, and we're going to put our hand right on that piece of paper. Fingertips to the top. I want my arm as long as it can go, spreading my hand out wide. Now we're gonna trace our hand. You may wanna get a learning coach to help you do this. While I'm tracing my hand, I'm keeping my pencil straight up and down. This helps keep that pencil from getting underneath those fingers and making it look kind of skinny. It's gonna keep that equal distance apart from your fingers, the pencil to the fingers, so that it will look the most realistic. And I just realized I have my ring on still, so I'm just gonna skip that. And as you trace, I want you to notice the shape, the contour of your hand. You know, when we think of a hand, we think of 5 little lines coming out of a circle. But really, our hand is shaped so much differently. Like, we have all these curves and lines, and we have, sometimes we have a ring. That'll make it interesting. We have these curves and lines, and it's not just a circle with 5 little things coming off of it. That's a very cartoonish way of looking at a hand, which is a different type of art. But when we look at the reality of it, there's so many different shapes, lines in our hands. So we're gonna get started with our ruler, and I want you to put your ruler at the bottom of your paper, and we are just gonna draw straight lines across, but we're gonna skip that part where your hand is. So that positive space, we're gonna skip over and draw a line out to the side. And then I'm gonna put it up. And draw a line to the side. So I'm just doing the distance of my ruler. All the way to the side. And I'm skipping that hand. So it's gonna start to look like lines are going behind that hand. That's one of the ways we can create space, is by putting objects in front and behind. We are talking about the art element line today. And we are just drawing some straight lines straight across with our ruler, so they're super straight. Super crisp. And I think there's a little bit here. If you don't have a ruler, you can always do this by hand. One of the tips for drawing is to not draw from our wrists. It's important to draw from our arm. When we draw with our wrist, we can't keep things as straight, but when we draw from our whole arm, we have a much wider radius of keeping things safe. Straight, not safe, of keeping things a little neater. Cool. All right. Now we're going to connect these lines. And again, we're going to draw from our arm, not our wrist. And we're going to connect these lines with some rounded contour shapes, with some rounded lines. So I'm going to go up and down. And I'm going to go up and down. Up and down. Up and down. So this one is going to get a little bit more complicated Because so from here to there, I want to go up and down. And from here to here, I want to go up and down. From here to here. From here to there. From here, we're just going to do a little bit. Here to here. Connecting lines, following that shape as we round it up. And now the fun part is we're going to color it. At least I think that's the fun part. You can use whatever colors you want, but I want you to think about your lines and plan your colors. So I'm gonna do some thinking here. I got some blue, pink, orange, purple. Sometimes I like to plan ahead. Sometimes I like to plan while I go. Let's see. Green, red. I might just do a rainbow. The colors of the rainbow go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, maybe pink. I'm gonna start with red. You don't have to do these colors, but I want you to plan what colors you want to do. So I'm going to think about my lines. So from this line out, I'm just going to draw really, color in really straight next to it. Because adding our lines with our marker and doing this very neatly is going to make this effect look even cooler. So we're kind of getting, I'm going right up to that paper. We're kind of getting that straight line right there. Then we're going to follow that line out this way. See how I'm taking the same strokes. Strokes with markers can make a huge difference in how your artwork looks. Strokes with anything, really. And then we're going to take red in here. So the red is going to come up and go down. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to follow that same line. And then I just want to darken this just a little bit in here. I might add just a little shadow in here with my markers by adding an extra layer. Cool. Next is orange. Something I like about art a lot is that it can get so therapeutic, is that you can kind of just get lost in what you create. And I'm following that same line because I want to just emphasize that shape with my strokes. Sometimes we think our strokes don't matter. I used to think that, but they really do, and they add a huge difference. So even if we just come in and take and emphasize that pencil line right in here and darken it, it's gonna look even cooler in the grand scheme. It's gonna look somewhat like a shadow because we're layering on this color. Art can be really meditative to me, I guess. And meditative just means thinking about letting your mind be still while you think about something. And so I'm just thinking about these lines, and it's really causing a lot of stillness in my mind. It's having me, it helps me relax a little bit. And so if you find yourself doing art and you find yourself getting frustrated and not relaxing, that may mean you need to take a break. And that's okay. I think a lot of the times it's easy for us to get our heads stuck in what we expect and what we want our artwork to turn out, when really we can just let it be about the process of watching our marker move on our paper. watching ourselves create lines. I've been listening to some podcasts and reading some books, and they talk about that saying, the ends justify the means. It may sound a little complicated, just meaning that the ending product is the most important. The ending thing matters most, and it doesn't really matter how you get there as long as you get to the end. And I actually strongly disagree with that, because I think the means or how we do something really matters. So if you're really angry when you're creating your artwork, that might show. If you're really frustrated at your artwork, maybe it's better not to do the artwork until you can do it with a more calm mind. That's something to always pay attention to when you're really doing anything, is where are you at? So I don't really like that I created a shadow there, but that's okay. I'm gonna let go of that and see if there's a way I can make my mistake turn into a happy accident. Like, what if I added the same thing over here? So if you just color something in, you can do that. But I think following our lines that we made can really cause a huge emphasis in the shape and making this look even more like a contour hand, a 3D hand. I'm even go out a little bit further. I think especially when we come into tracing these fingers, adding that little extra layer of marker is going to make a huge difference in finding that shape. Of the fingers. And those little lines, those little details are gonna really transform that artwork. this is all the same color, how I color it matters. All right, back to red. All right, I'm gonna do something a little different here. I'm gonna make my ring, because I have a ring, I'm gonna add it to be, I'm gonna make it silver. I'm gonna see if that's gonna look like a shadow. Actually, I might do it red and just have that emphasis. I don't know, that's just a test. You know, in art, we get to experiment, we get to try new things, we get to make choices that may not turn out pretty, that may not turn out the way we expect, that may not turn out necessarily how we like, but that's part of the experience of art. That's part of getting to do the work of your hands, to do the work and see, what do I like? What do I not like? It's just a piece of paper. It's just artwork. I can always redo it. I can always come back and change something. And I don't think I like that as much as I thought I would. No, it's not my favorite. That's okay. So I'm looking at this and like, how can I make this into something I like? So I might just color it all in black. I don't know. I'll have to get back to that. Back to orange. So I can start to feel myself get a little impatient. And if I didn't have a video to do for you or a timeline, I would know that this is a good sign that my body needs a break. So if you need a break, take a break by all means. There's no rush to completing this. Once again, the ends never justify the means. And what we do is important, and how we do it may even be more important. I want to skip yellow. I'm going to skip yellow and go straight to green because I'm the artist and that's what I want to do. Maybe it'll be a bad call. Maybe it won't be. So notice how I'm not moving my wrist. I'm just moving my hand down my paper, and that's what's gonna create the straightest line. Ah, what did I forget? My white thumb. How many of you guys caught that way before me? Probably a lot of you. Whoops. And there we have it, our contour hand. You see how we made those shapes with those lines? Just adding a little bit more pigment really makes a huge difference in the dimension and the shape.